Paulson asks, Luke, may you please give the meaning of this phrase, catch up, and how to use it. So, instead of just telling you all of the meanings I can think of with examples that I'm thinking of as I think of the phrase catch up, the phrasal verb catch up, maybe we can explore catch up in the free dictionary. Now, as I always talk about, the free dictionary is a great place to look up, to find idioms, expressions, words, synonyms. It really is amazing. And there are so few dictionaries, and this is really the only one I know of that does it well, that can give you complete descriptions and explanations and examples for idioms. Okay, and that's critical. That's something that's hard to find in most places. So why don't we just pop over to the freedictionary.com. Make sure you click on the idioms tab. So I have done that. I've clicked on the idioms tab. Here I am over here. You can see, what else do I have open? I've got my Restream dashboard open. See how that's going. It's going pretty well. All right, very good. We're good to go there. Wonderful. And so what I've done is I've just searched catch up as I would do if I were Paulson on my own and I wanted to learn phrases. This is, guys, something that teachers don't want you to know about. Teachers don't want you to know about this dictionary. Now, I know it helps to have explanations and which one's useful and which one's not, but these examples are usually really, really good. So let's go through them. And I could talk about which ones are less useful and which ones are more common and less common. So we can listen to it. If I hit play here, you're not going to be able to hear it. I don't think you'll hear it.
Catch up. Catch up.
Can you hear that? Yeah, okay. So the British pronunciation.
Catch up.
Okay. We can hear the different pronunciations of these.
Catch up.
Nice. All right. And then we can look at the descriptions and we can look at the examples of friends or relatives to update one another on life events that occurred since the last time seeing each other. I couldn't say it better than that, right? You don't need me. It was so lovely catching up with you. It's been years since we were last together. Great example, very natural. It's been so lovely. At the end of the conversation, you would say, after chatting with someone you hadn't met in a long time, it was so lovely catching up. It was so nice to catch up. It's been great catching up, okay? You and I must catch up with each other sometime soon. Yeah, we need to catch up soon. Hey, it's great to see you. We meet at the supermarket. It's great to see you. I'm kind of in a rush now, but let's get coffee sometime. You and I really need to catch up soon. That means we need to talk about recent things. All right, this is great. So step by step, I'm making myself irrelevant as an English teacher, but that's okay. To make up the difference between oneself and someone or something so as to be at an equal level, status, or point of progress. Now, this is the one that you probably are most familiar with. When you're behind and they're ahead, or they're ahead and someone else is behind, or whatever, and you want to close that distance, you would say to catch up. For example, if we speed up, we might be able to catch up with the car ahead of us. But if we're walking, we could do the same thing. If we're a company and another company is ahead of us, then we, again, could do the exact same thing. Same thing, all right? So they're a year ahead of us in their research and development. We really need to work hard if we're going to catch up, all right? Anna caught me up already, so I know what to expect at tomorrow's meeting. To give someone the latest information on a particular topic. So you were out sick for 2 days, and there's a big project going on at your workplace. You come back to work and you feel like, I'm so behind. I don't know what's going on. Even in these 2 days, I feel lost because I was homesick. I was so sick I couldn't even check my messages or check my email. Now I'm here, but I'm lost. So thank God Anna caught me up. It's kind of the same, right? Because I was behind and I closed the distance. The difference here is that it's more like mentally behind rather than physically behind, or a company being behind in terms of numbers. I just feel like I don't know what's going on. Okay, very good. To make an effort to become current with someone after having fallen behind. I missed last week's episode, but I'll catch up over the weekend. Same idea here, right? You watched a TV show. We want to talk about it. I haven't seen it yet because I haven't caught up. I need to watch 3 episodes until I'm up to your level. You're at episode 8. I'm at episode 5. And I need to watch 6, 7, and 8 to catch up with you. Same idea, though, basically, as being behind in a race. To be fascinated, enthralled, or charmed by something. I'm sorry, I was too caught up in the emotions. If you get caught up in the emotions of something, or caught up in the spirit of a celebration, or caught up in a mob, or you're throwing rocks at cars, whatever, you get lost in it emotionally. You get grabbed by the spirit or the moment that's happening, and you lose your own sense of yourself, and you might do something you wouldn't normally do, negative or positive, okay? I think the description for that one is not great. Fascinated, enthralled, let's just say swept up by it, or controlled by it, or moved by it so much that you kind of lose yourself. To lift or elevate something unexpectedly. A gust of wind caught up the letter and blew it right out of my hand. So that one's less common, but sort of like something moving something away quickly. The train goes by and my ticket flies out of my hand. That sort of thing, right? A tornado came and caught up the cows and flew them away to Indonesia. Cows flew from Kansas to Indonesia in a tornado. Can you imagine that? It's a free trip. To find someone after a period of time trying to track that person down. The bank robber disappeared for almost a week, but the police caught up with him at the border of Mexico. Okay? Now, that's kind of close to our original idea of being behind someone. The criminal is ahead of you, meaning that you haven't caught him yet. You're going after him. You want to get him. You want to catch him. So you're following along there, right? And so we use caught up eventually to say they eventually found him. It's the same basic idea. We're here just talking about usage. To be involved or mired in something. I refuse to get caught up in another one of your stupid schemes. That means that's sort of like the meaning of getting lost in it, except you are trying to get me involved in some way to make money or something like that, right? And I made that mistake once before. You've already got me involved in one of your stupid investment ideas before. I lost $10,000. I'm not doing it again. So your stupid plans, get away from me. I refuse to get caught up in any more of your stupid investment ideas in the future. Get away from me, right? Slang used to stop using drugs. Yeah, she used to use drugs, but she's catching up now. All right, so the last one is the only one I've never heard of. The last one I never heard that before. The other ones are all really common. I would say the one with the gust of wind carrying the letter away is much, much less common, but all of the others are extremely common. That's why this website is so cool and so useful. I like it a lot. So if you ever wonder about an idiom or phrase and you don't have me to ask and walk through these with you, then you can do it yourself. You can find this website and you can search on your own. So that's it. Hopefully that's clear. I know you might think I'm lazy for not just coming up with the examples myself, but sometimes you need to know when to look to the more complete examples. And hopefully now you have a sense for how you can, if you need to find your own examples, if you're thinking about a phrase or an idiom, how you can do that using the free dictionary. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. And if you haven't already, check out my courses in the links in the description.